He used the Chateau incident as a blueprint. Word spread quickly across the Third Army's area of operations. French mayors and landowners suddenly became incredibly accommodating to American troops, terrified that the wild, revolver-wearing general might appear at their door with a 10-minute ultimatum. The story of the French chateau perfectly captures the paradox of George S. Patton. He was a highly educated, wealthy aristocrat himself, yet he violently despised anyone who used wealth to avoid the shared suffering of war. He was willing to trample over international rules, Allied diplomacy, and civilian rights if that meant his men received a hot meal and a warm bed. But does that make it right? Critics argue that Patton acted like a warlord, abusing his absolute military power to humiliate Allied civilians and damage private property without due process. They argue that this was exactly the kind of arrogant behavior that could breed resentment toward the American military. Supporters see it differently. They argue that it was an act of profound moral clarity. In the brutal calculus of 1944, a soldier's life was worth more than a collaborator's comfort. They see Patton not as a bully, but as a fiercely loyal commander who protected his men from every enemy, even the ones pretending to be friends. So what was Patton's 10-minute ultimatum? A justified act of righteous anger to save his freezing men, or the arrogant overreach of a general drunk on his own power? And did the French aristocrat get exactly what he deserved?